You have got to hear this one. He has an interesting perspective on feminism.
Feminism is the best thing that has ever happened to men.
What? Ow. Ow. Ow.
What do you mean by that?
Think about it. Feminism of today, especially feminism here these days, you understand? I believe feminism of today was designed by a man to benefit men. You understand?
Interesting. Well, he's definitely got my attention, but I'm still curious to know, how does feminism benefit men?
Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. What are the feminists of today telling women? What are they telling them? Oh no, be free. Have you own the world. We run the world, girls. You understand? They're telling them that they are free. They can do whatever they want. They can also go and sleep around and have multiple partners just like men do. You understand? They can go out there on social media, ballet twerking, ballet fula, and whatever, and they call it empowerment. You understand? Now, here's why I tell you feminism was designed by a man for men. What have guys always dreamt of?
I don't know. I just got here.
To see more naked girls. And guess what? We are seeing more naked girls than our grandfathers ever did.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Think about it. One, we have porn sites that our grandfathers never had in their times. We have OnlyFans. We have girls twerking on TikTok. We have girls now fuller sexy photos on Instagram. We see them twerking on our Facebook stories. I mean, come on. We should be happy. You understand? We are seeing more naked girls.
No shit.
Do you know what's crazy about this? Most baby boomers and millennials, when we saw a picture of a girl in panties and a bra, that was considered a nude. Fast forward to 2022, and that's 304 uniform. And that's normal. I mean, people are like comfortable getting dressed in front of a camera to appease people. Like literally, all you have to do is scroll through social media. And there's a high possibility you might see the girl that you like, half naked, which will probably be a video or image of them half naked staring back at you, all because you're staring at it.
To the ladies who post naked pictures on Instagram, would you please stop saying stuff like thank you to all my fans? I am not your fan. I am a pervert. You don't have a talent. I have a problem. If you weren't naked, I wouldn't even be following you. I'm not a fan of your work. I'm a fan of your doctor's work. That nigga put an ass on you. He or she is the real MVP. So when I hit like or follow, that doesn't mean I'm supporting you. It means you're naked in this picture and I like that shit and I want to see more. Stop making it seem like you actually do something. There is no award ceremony for what you do. You do know that, right?
And to think all these apps are just capitalizing on the male gaze. FYI, that is one way to mess up your algorithm. Next thing you know, all you're seeing is titties, boobs, and butts. Next thing you know... Also, it is so crazy to me that women use sexual liberation as empowerment. Now they have this need to shake booty in order to be heard.
Today, we got to talk about Rhode Island State Senator Tiara Mack twerking for your vote.
Vote Senator Mack.
What's all that movement back there? There's a whole lot of clapping.
In which, if you think about it, it's kind of counterproductive. It blurs the lines because these women are using their sexuality to make a point by engaging with the male gaze. However, due to the male gaze, it's in one ear, out the other ear. You will get the attention, but it will be hard for you to be heard. It's really hard listening to some women with their boobies and their nips pointing at you. And let's be honest, social media is exploiting women's sexual liberation. Hence, to me, social media is starting to look like a cyber internet strip club. Only difference is these popular apps are doing it on a PG-13 thirst trap level.
No, as a woman, you can go to the club, pick up a guy, and have, you're sexually liberated. You can have multiple men that you can sleep with if you want. Hello? Guys, that's what guys have always wanted. To have enough air. As much as they can. Because think about it like this. If you were to ask your grandfather, Njebere, how easy was it to get from a girl? And you tell him, mwana wandi, kwari ukwimba, walembe nkalata, wamuletera ama flowers. There was just so much that they had to do. You know what I mean? It wasn't just easy to get the
The pussy.
You know what I'm saying? To get the data, it wasn't that easy. They had to put effort. They had to work, move heavens and earth just to get it. And he will tell you, no, in my entire life, I've only been maybe with 2, 3, 4 women and she was a gangster. You understand? It was that hard. You see, even just seeing a woman's thigh was very difficult. You had to fight for it. Or maybe umwela waisa, woo, like Marilyn Monroe's dress where she's like, woo. That's the only time men got lucky. But today, women are just giving it to us. You understand? Why? Because feminism is telling women, hey, be what the men have always wanted you to be. I mean, it's genius. Whatever guy invented feminism, in me, I think it's a guy. He's a genius. And guess what? He was doing it for them ninjas. Us, the men. You feel me?
You know, what this guy is talking about kind of makes sense. As a man, in order to get with a whole lot of women, you need to have your ducks in a row. Meaning, you need to get your own space, get your own car, and you need to have a budget for these 3 or 4. Then it will literally be that easy for you to actually be that kind of guy. All because the world tells men that focus on these 3 things and you will have the outcomes that you want with women. You will have your pick of the pack. All because women find value in a man that can give them security, stability, and provide for them. It's basically manipulation and using a woman's hypergamous nature against her. Same way women use their sexuality to manipulate men to get what they want from them.
Let me tell you something. Feminism is not helping women. It is actually ruining them. And then they are digging pits for themselves, jumping in the pits, and declaring it a mountaintop.
Imagine.
That is what is happening. You understand? I mean, imagine if somebody were to tell you, Iwe, the only way society will respect you, will fear you, and the only way you will feel empowered is to undress. Think about it.
Another concept to this theory this guy has is some women actually use social media to actually find a partner. So they would generally just post pictures of them twerking, booty popping in their little tight outfits, obviously bikini pictures on the beach, suggesting the kind of life they want to live, trying to live, hoping and wanting to live if they cannot afford it for themselves. Or they just want to maintain that level of lifestyle. So they do all that to attract the highest bidder. Hence, the first thing that they do after you DM them is check your profile to see what kind of life you live. Hence, the more money you have, the higher quality of beauty that you can get. So in actual fact, she's really doing all that to attract the highest bidder, who can afford her lifestyle. Also, didn't slave trade push a similar agenda? Put the merchandise in full display and let the highest bidder bid for it. Kind of sounds like modern day slavery if you ask me. Am I overreading or am I overreaching? Yo, please let me know what you think.
How do men obtain power? By obtaining wealth. You understand? By building, inventing all sorts of technologies, designing this and that. They acquire money. They conquer places. You understand? That is how they earn respect. That is how they are feared in society. You understand? Now, women, what are feminists telling them? Sexual liberation. You know, it's your body, my choice. Just get naked for everybody. You understand? And and feel empowered. While else we have Elon Musk. When they have Cardi B. Do you see the difference? I'm a genius to have figured this out.
I actually agree with this guy. That was an interesting theory that he had. If you're just chasing butt and trying to sow your oats, I mean, the game is on easy mode. If all you have to do is just sell the lifestyle and capitalize, keep it moving. Especially if you look good and you live good. Hence, there's this concept going around that 10 to 20% of men are messing around with 80 to 90% of women, which means a lot of dudes are sleeping on the job. However, this will also make finding a potential partner to settle down with harder for everyone. Sure, the outcomes will help the men that are doing good for themselves, but the ones that are still slacking and still coming up are going to suffer the most.
Well, duh.
It's also kind of sabotaging us at the same time, because those men are creating unrealistic dating standards for all the women that they're dealing with. It's creating a bunch of self-entitled women because they are accustomed and treated to a certain kind of lifestyle. It's creating a bunch of women that put themselves through a lot.
My sister's been through a lot.
Of dick.
meaning those women are going to project standards on the men that cannot meet them, that most men cannot afford. It's just creating a bunch of women that overvalue themselves. As there's a huge movement of women wanting princess treatment. Men put women through a lot just as much women put men through a lot. If you're a broke gent, you cannot exactly participate in what feminism has set up for men because you need money. It needs resources, on which if you don't have, you ain't getting no play. But if you do have, easy, my guy. Easy. And as a result of all that, it's creating a bunch of men that are just incels. And those same men are probably addicted to porn. And to top it off, they form these parasocial relationships with women over the internet. I mean, look at OnlyFans. It's flourishing. Look, we might be seeing a whole lot of naked girls. Promiscuity might be at an all-time high. Might be easy for me to get laid as a guy. As they always say, it comes at a cost. It's damaging the men just as much. So in a nutshell, feminism does benefit men, especially the ones that have money and got their stuff together. However, it's not working out for the guys that got nothing going on for themselves. It might be easy to get laid, but it's going to be harder to get long-term commitment. And that's part reason why there's currently a gender war going on. The men are sexually exploiting the women are financially exploiting the men, and now both sexes are finding it hard to find a middle ground because we just at odds with each other. Instead of working with each other, we're working against each other so that we don't get abused or used. But hey man, what do I know? Let me know what you think about today's video. I'm interested in hearing what you got to say.